Hey everyone, happy Friday. I just figured I would hop on here again and have another chat about another one of my articles. The other one went over pretty well the other night and people really seemed to enjoy it, and I got a lot of positive feedback and really good questions and messages from people. So that was awesome. So I figured we would do another one. Hi, Boo. Hi everybody, thanks for joining in. We're going to discuss my latest article that I wrote on Elephant Journal, and it's about the practice of mindfulness. And you can read it at the link. I don't know if it's above or below this video, but yeah, you can go ahead and click on that link if you want to read the article. Otherwise, I'm going to discuss it here. I'm going to start off with you guys with a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, Plum Village, which is his Sangha, his community, his Buddhist community. Mindfulness is the energy of being aware and awake to the present moment. It is the continuous practice of touching life deeply in every moment of daily life. To be mindful is to be truly alive, present, and at one with those around you and with what you are doing. Hey girl, thanks for joining. We bring our body and mind into harmony while we wash the dishes, drive the car, or take our morning shower. And it's such a funny thing to think about because we're so complex and we're so chaotic and we're so distracted all the time. And really quick, I want to talk about the opposite of mindfulness, as Thich Nhat Hanh says it. He says most people are forgetful. They are not really there a lot of the time. I mean, how true is that for us? Their mind is caught in their worries, their fears, their anger, and their regrets. And they are not mindful of being there. That state of being is called forgetfulness, which is the opposite of mindfulness. You are there, but you are not there. You are caught in the past or the future. You are not there in the present moment, living your life deeply. That is forgetfulness. And that is the opposite of mindfulness as we know it. So, thank you everybody who's here watching. Thanks for joining. Hi. Have you ever stopped and thought about just how much life you miss out on by not being in the present moment? When you even just put a little bit of mindfulness to that idea, you'll start seeing how much goes on in front of us that we don't even realize is happening. When I came to see how much time I spent in my head, I was blown away. A few years back, I started a mindfulness meditation practice, and it was one of the most empowering things that I have ever done in my life. It can really just break you free of a lot of the limits we put on ourselves in our mind. So, basically, mindfulness practice has allowed me to become the driver and the creator of my reality. It's allowed me to discard old beliefs, the ones that no longer serve who I am today, so that I could grow as a person. It's allowed me to choose who and what gets to be in my life and what I want my life to look like. It's allowed me to, because I'm aware of what's happening in my head, I'm allowed to then write the beliefs and the perceptions that fit with what I want my reality to look like. We spend so many years living half asleep. Our society wants us to be asleep, but that's a whole nother discussion that I'm not going to get into right now. Our decisions are made for us. We don't even realize it. When we sit around, we watch what's on TV, where the TV's really just kind of playing in the background, or we're kind of zoning out and we're kind of watching it. All that stuff that's playing on the TV and playing on the radio is given to us. It's information, and it's put into us via advertising, society, education, and all of these ways that we don't even realize, that we're taking this information in. It's like subconscious. It's underneath the surface, and then we wonder why that we're always discontent and happy. It's because we're missing the point of life, which is the present moment. This is the point of life right now. Whatever you're doing right now. The opposite of mindfulness is that forgetfulness. It's that distraction. It's when we're living in every other moment I think some people still watch TV. Chris and I don't. We don't even own a TV. Or maybe they watch, I don't know, whatever the damn smart TVs are that I don't even know about. So true. So if any of you guys are really looking forward to, shifting gears this year, you want to empower yourself, you really want to take control of your reality, you're tired of listening to people like me tell you how great reality can be if you just take control of your mind and you practice meditation or spirituality of some path, whatever fits for you. If any of you guys saw my video, my chat the other night, we were talking about Buddhism and how all-encompassing it is and how it can just enhance whatever it is you're doing in your life at any given time. And you don't have to be, you don't have to convert to anything crazy. So if you want to check out that video, you can find that on my Facebook page. And it's really just something that can enhance every aspect of your life. So now we get to the areas of your life to bring a mindfulness practice to. If you've never before master the mind, body, emotion, and spirit, that's exactly it. And that's just what I was about to say. You read my mind. Hi, Robert. Thanks for joining. Mayari, you read my mind. Your mental chatter and inner monologue. If you don't even know what's going on in your head, we can't be mindful. It's absolutely crazy and insane just how much of our inner monologue flies under our conscious radar. You think about it like this. Our inner narrative, hey Kristen, thanks for joining. Good to see you on here. It's so funny, it always trips me out. You and my sister, same name. Hey girl. Okay, so think about it like this. Our inner narrative paints our reality. It steers our perception and how we see the world, right? Think about that for a second. It whispers to us as we're quietly, going about our day and we're doing what we do. There's our inner narrative whispering to us. It's in there. It's forming opinions about who we are. It's forming opinions about what we think of everyone else. It's forming opinions about everything that's happening around us. So this is where we can ask ourselves, why aren't we paying more attention to what's being said in here? Hey, Nat, how's it going? Long time no see. Why aren't we paying more attention to what's being said in our minds? That's awesome. Dead on, boo. I love it. Gentle the soul, especially. Why aren't we paying more attention to what's being said in there? We're so, we get so critical of, oh God, what's in this food? Or, oh, what's in that food? And, we're not even paying any mind to what's happening in here, and it's pretty mind-blowing when we start to see with some mindful intention what exactly we're saying to ourselves. Yeah. I spent a lot of years thinking I was kind of a positive person, and when I got in there and I did some work and I started practicing mindfulness, I started to see just how negative my inner chatter was under the radar. Yeah. And when I started looking at the tone of my thoughts, I found this just underlying defeatist bitterness that was flavoring my entire reality. And because of that, exactly that, it is amazing how discreet and quiet the inner narrative is. It's crazy. You'd be blown away when you start giving it some mindful attention with love. With love, always with love. And then next, what we consume, right? Like this kind of ties into that because I was kind of talking about the what we watch and what we listen to and how that flavors our narrative and our reality. So it's not just about what we eat. What we consume can be anything that we take in. Food, drinks, information, air, energy. If we're constantly consuming toxic stuff, we're going to be toxic. It's that simple. It's completely inevitable. We are what we eat in every sense of the word. We are what we take into our lives, into ourselves. So one thing I would challenge anyone to do who wants to start practicing mindfulness is to start noticing just how much fear you may be unconsciously taking in. When we are unconscious in our daily, day-to-day life, we end up full of all kinds of crap. And we don't even know how it all got in there, right? I just think that's a good one, Kristen. That's awesome. Hey, Zabby, thanks for joining. Fred, I'll have to look that one up, Nat. That's awesome. I don't think I've heard of that name before. Good one. We like new information. We love new information here. So, you know, if you start to look at where things are penetrating into your reality from beyond, you know, if you have stuff like news in the background and you have stuff like advertising in the background, there is an underlying current of negativity and fear in that stuff that will penetrate your mind. And I'm not going to get all conspiracy theory on that right now, but just begin to notice. I challenge you, if you're watching this and you're interested in mindfulness and you feel like, you know, you're not happy and you're not content, start looking at what plays around you, what TV you leave on, what you're watching, what you're listening to. And it'll begin to make a difference. You know, it's when we begin to become present in this moment, we really start to notice what's occurring around us. And this can be one of those powerful elements to cutting back on the low vibrations of the world, because we all know that there's a lot of low vibrations in the world right now. We're inundated with low vibrations, right? So, you know, if we want to raise the vibe, we have to start within ourselves. Every day, it's some work, and that's that. And the next one you want to bring some mindfulness to is your time. This was an eye-opener for us. We just got back from vacation, and we didn't go online for almost the whole 9 days we were in Costa Rica. Hey, John, nice to see you. Except, you know, we jumped on to handle some bookings and arrangements, and we really weren't online at all. No social media of any type. I didn't even read the news, which was like a big deal for me, because I like to get all caught up in the news. And I didn't even read the news. And yay, thank you. I love being agreed with, but I like being challenged too. So we couldn't believe how many hours there seemed to be in each day when we weren't losing, you know, 5 or 10 minutes here and there on social media or whatever. I alone read 4 books that I've been wanting to read. You know, if we start to realize like the internet is just a complete funnel and social media is a funnel, and we aren't very careful with that, before we know it, we aren't even living a life. Like we're stuck. We get caught in it sometimes. We'll come home from work and we'll be like, oh, we just want to relax for a moment. We want to be mindless for a second because, you know, both of our jobs could take a lot of our energy and our mind during the day, and sometimes we just want to sit there and be mindless. But all of a sudden, that 10-minute break of being mindless, it's 9:30 at night, and we're like, oh, okay, well, there went the evening. It's like that. Just, you start paying mindfulness to your time, and you'll start having a lot more fulfillment and joy in each day. Because, you know, when we're doing that, we're just existing. And when we keep saying, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, it doesn't happen. Monk Dandapani. Oh, we'll check that one out too. Thank you. And the Happiness Project. Hell yeah. Yep. Good ones. Thanks, guys. There's nothing that is so important happening on social media that justifies us neglecting the life that is playing out in front of us. You know, there's just not. And I know it's kind of like a little bit paradoxical, maybe a little bit of an oxymoron because I'm on social media right now. But this is considered work time for us. And it's our gift to the world to kind of share some of our wisdom. And, you know, to guide people as we all walk this path together, because that's what it's about, you know. So just remember, you know, there's nothing, whatever's happening on there, it'll be there. It'll be there in 10 minutes. It'll be there in an hour. It'll be there tomorrow. Be in the moment and pay attention to the people that are around you. You know, so start looking at where your time goes all day. Really start noticing. Our vacation, it really opened my eyes. I apologize if I'm a little bit spacey today. We're in the middle of a 9-day detox fast cleanse. And this is day 5. So it's been a little bit challenging today. And then the last one I want to talk about bringing your attention to is your actual mindfulness, right? Really though, not kidding. Bring mindfulness to your mindfulness practice. You know, sometimes we think we're practicing mindfulness and then we discover that we're still actually really unconscious in each moment. And I'm laughing. Pardon. Oh, some ginger tea. That's the only thing I'm having today. It's like candy. You can come. Well, I'll go to Florida and we'll meet my sister, who maybe she'll watch this video. But, you know, I'm laughing at what I just said because I relate to that. You know, there was been times that I thought I was being so mindful, and all it took was someone acting as a mirror in front of me to show me, you know, how unaware I actually was being. So it was eye-opening. And then I began to, you know, remind myself, mindfulness is a practice. I don't have to, that's right, total fasting candy. Hey Elijah, thanks for joining. It's a practice. We don't have to be perfect at it. I mean, if you're anything like me, you know, I'm a perfectionist and I want to be good at everything from the start. And, you know, that's one of my biggest lessons in this incarnation is that I don't have to win everything. I don't have to be the top. I don't have to win. I don't have to be perfect. I'm okay just how I am. So mindfulness is a practice. You know, you don't just get to say, I'll be more mindful of that. And then poof, we're mindfulness ninjas. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. We wish it did, huh? You know, we have to work at it. We have to, hey Daniel, thanks for joining. It means having discipline, right? Mindfulness means having a certain discipline. The fast is challenging right now. I'm hungry. And I'm very distractible if you can't see. But I'm here bringing it to you guys. We have to redirect our thoughts when they want to become negative, right? Oh, I don't know what that means, but no worries. No rudeness, no worries. Hey. Hi, Fiona. We have to work at it, like, right? If we want to be mindful, we can't keep being lazy and making excuses about our behavior. You can't do both. Just like you can't be in love and be in fear at the same time, you can't be in mindfulness and be in lazy and excuses at the same time. It just doesn't happen. You know, as a whole across society, we've become pretty lazy. Our minds are used to running rampant wherever they want to go. They're not used to having any sort of discipline or any sort of boundaries put in place. And, you know, just like a spoiled child, our minds will resist us when we start trying to discipline them. Absolutely. They will start, you will face resistance. Like I said, you will not be able to be like, poof, I'm just going to be mindful and that's that. And there it is. You're going to have to work at it. Just like I do every day. It's an ongoing practice. And I encourage you guys, you know, if you're interested in this stuff, you know, read books, read blogs, check out our blog. hugyourchaos.com is our new blog. And we're really dedicating it to the balance of darkness and light, because as energetic people, energetic beings living a human existence, you know, we're not all just love and light. It's not love and light. We don't get to be like, oh yay, I'm love and light and that's that, and all is forgiven and I'm never going to be angry. That's not life. That's not why we're here. It's not why we're here. We all have darkness and we all have light. So if you guys are, you know, if that resonates with you, check out our new blog, Hug Your Chaos. And we're getting into it. We're bringing the darkness out into the open so we can all talk about it. That's awesome, Kristen, my spoiled child. When you know your spoiled child, though, you get to, you know, treat them with loving kindness and acceptance and compassion. And that's like the biggest goal of all these things, is that we get to know what's driving us in here and what's happening in here, and we get to bring it into a space of integration and love and kindness and compassion for ourselves. And when we do that for ourselves and we tap into it in ourselves, we get to then spread that outwards to the world, because we can't give the world something we don't have in here. We just can't. And again, if you check out the live stream from the other night, we did talk about that. There's a Buddhist quote where he goes into how we're never going to see in the world what we aren't inside of ourselves. And there is a ton of darkness to talk about, right, boo? And that's why we started our blog, hugyourchaos.com. So just remember, okay, more than anything else, before we leave off here, mindfulness is a practice. Go easy on yourself. Hey, Ash. There's no mastering mindfulness. You know, it's something for us to add to our daily living. It's not mastery. It's just a little practice that you can add day to day that will constantly show us exactly where we are on our journey. Over and over again, it will show you where you are in your journey. And that's okay. We don't have to be perfect. Our mindfulness meditation is meant to bring us to the moment so we can really start living life. So try bringing yourself to the moment over the course of the next few days. Keep it really simple. You know, if you're walking around, look around and say, I'm walking. Look at the beautiful sky. Look at the trees. Feel the ground beneath your feet. You know, pause in what you're doing and just take a breath and be there. You know, if you're watching right now, take a breath. Be there, be here, be what you're doing. Like Thich Nhat Hanh says in that quote I read to you in the beginning of this broadcast, you know, you can find your mindfulness in washing dishes. If you're standing there washing the dishes, feel the water, feel the soap, feel the plate, be the flowers, if you've ever seen that meme. You know, if you're eating, acknowledge what you're eating. Like, take a moment and acknowledge the bounty that you have in front of you, that you have food. Be grateful. You know, taste the food in your mouth. Gratitude will keep you in mindfulness and presence more than anything else. So if you really want to practice mindfulness, tap into your gratitude. You know, start with these small, simple practices. It's the perfect way to show you how much of your day is lost to unconscious and robotic tasking while your mind is off somewhere else. And once you start to notice these things, you'll be able to start to change them. So I challenge you, give it a try, because what have you got to lose, right? Nothing. Try it for 3 days, and you know what? If at the end of that 3 days you don't want to change anything, or nothing is different, or you haven't seen anything, then I encourage you to please message me and let's have a chat, because you might have a block. Hey Danielle, how's it going? So I would love to, all magic comes with a price. Hey Angelica, thanks for joining. I love to see all of you guys. I really appreciate all of your love and support. I would love if you read this article, if you shared this broadcast, if you shared the article. You know, we're going for it. We're doing our thing, and we love all of your support, and we thank you so much. And I would love if anyone messaged me with their experiences, with their comments, with their questions. I can offer tons of you know, articles and books. Thanks, Danielle. Yes, please do. The shares are so crucial. And the hearts down here somewhere. Heart it up if you like what I'm saying. Anyways, I bid you guys all a good night. I know it's Friday and everybody's busy, so I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and thank you for joining, and have a great weekend. Bye everybody. I'll be back. I'll see you guys maybe Monday again. Thanks, Elijah. Bye everybody.